Hi, I'm Jeff Jenkins, Safety Director with PI&I Motor Express, and I'd like to take this moment to go over the new hours of service rules and regulations that will take effect on September 29th, next Tuesday of this year, 2020. The most common question that has come up to me from veteran drivers so far is, if I want to continue to run the way I have, can I do that? And the simple answer to that is yes. Yes. The current rules will not affect the changes and not allow you to be illegal in any way, shape, or form. However, I know there are drivers that will probably want to utilize some of the changes. I think the change that will be most used is the 30-minute break rule, where under the current rule you must take it within the first 8 hours of coming on duty. The new rule will allow you to drive up to 8 hours before you must take your 30-minute break. And the other thing that it allows is that you can now take it on duty. It must be consecutive though. You can't take 15 minutes on duty and drive for 15 minutes, or you can't use a yard move combined or personal conveyance combined with on duty. So your on duty break of 30 minutes must be consecutive. If you don't drive for 8 hours, you don't have to take a 30-minute break. Probably the most confusing rule that I see is going to be split sleeper berth. A lot of you drivers are new to the industry and weren't around when we had the older split rule, but the new rule is going to allow you to take a 7 or 8 hour break and then combine that with 2 or 3 off duty, and that can count towards your 10-hour break. However, you've got to make sure you do it correctly. And if you don't understand it, I would like that you come see me or Carrie in safety or call us and let us further explain to you if you're confused, because if you don't use it properly, you could be in violation, and if you get stopped and you are in violation, you're going to be put out of service for 10 hours. A quick overview of that is, if you came off a 10-hour break and you were on duty and drove for 5 hours, and then you went into the sleeper berth for 3 hours, you would have to then take 7 hours before you end up with your 11 hours of driving and 14 hours on duty. That will give you a legal 10-hour break. The DOT would have to take your word if they pulled you over that you were going to take that 7 hours, and that's where the hang-up is. So from a company standpoint, we've always felt the best thing to do is take a full 10-hour break, and we're going to stand by that. However, the hours of service rules and regulations going into effect will allow you to split, and some of you will find it necessary to do that. Please make sure you understand the rules before you use them, and we'll be glad to help you. The short haul exemption will now go from 100 to 150 air miles and from 12 to 14 hours on duty. Anybody currently using an ELD will continue to use one. Those of you that are using the exempt law will get that further exemption for that. And then that leaves us with adverse driving conditions, which really has already been in effect. They've just changed the wording. If you're going to use that, you have to make sure you document or annotate the reason, and it has to be able to be backed up. So if you're sitting in traffic due to an accident and you put that, you should put the location I-94 at mile marker or something like that, so that it could be looked and see, was there an accident there at that location at that time of the day. With that being said, that's the rules, the new rules. There will be additional training on Infinity next month, as there was this month and last month for the hours of service. And if you have any questions, please contact myself, Carrie, or Melissa, or come in and see us, and we'll be glad to help you. Thanks, and always drive safely.